Today we're headed to Tunnel Creek and then on to Windjana Gorge, our last stop before we get to Broome. And as our trip along the Kimberley's famous Gibb River Road nears its end, we reflect on the incredible beauty of the region. The amazing waterfalls, gorges and swimming holes we've had the pleasure to experience and enjoy. But our time at Tunnel Creek is about to remind us of just how white man went about settling the Kimberley and Australia more broadly.
Quite interesting rock formations along here. We've got some black rock, which is very similar to how it looks to just around Cooktown, the Black Mountain there. But now we're coming into some big kind of slabs of, I imagine that's sandstone. Tunnel Creek, here we come. It's going to be fun, been looking forward to this one. Apparently about an hour round trip, or at least I think they're selling me a round trip. We'll take some water in, got the torches, it's going to be fun. Inside Tunnel Creek. See if we can't spot some crocodiles. Freshwater ones, that is.
When European settlers came to these parts, all they saw was station country, massive tracts of land for cattle grazing. The only problem, of course, the Aboriginals already occupied this country. So as the cattle stations grew, the land on which the traditional owners once lived and hunted became well settled. And the traditional owners were seen as an unwanted problem to the settlers. I mean, to the Aboriginals, the cattle now grazing their land was just another food source to be hunted. It was common for Aboriginals to be rounded up and forced to work on cattle stations, sold into slavery for pearl diving, or shipped off to Rottnest Island. But worst of all, if they were even suspected of stealing or killing the settlers' cattle, they could be shot on sight without any kind of proof. And so we come to the story of Tunnel Creek and Jandamarra. Jandamarra grew up on a Kimberley cattle station not far from Tunnel Creek, where he learned to ride horses and use guns, becoming quite a marksman. He became good friends with an English stockman named Bill Richardson, who in 1894 joined the police force, recruiting Jandamarra as his native tracker. They would round up local Aboriginals, chain them around the neck and march them to Derby to work as slaves. Until one day, they captured a group of Jandamarra's own Bunuba People, including some of his family members. Jandamarra was convinced to uphold his obligations to his Bunuba People, and as a result, he killed Richardson and set his people free. Jandamarra then spent the next 3 years leading a rebellion against the settlers very successfully, using Tunnel Creek and Windjana Gorge as hideouts. The settlers had a great fear of Jandamarra, believing him to have magical powers. Eventually, he was tracked down using the help of another native tracker, Minko Mick from the Pilbara, also believed to have magical powers. In a sad ending, Minko Mick shot and killed Jandamarra. His head was cut off as proof the rebellion had been stopped. Tunnel Creek is a spiritual place for the local Aboriginal people, and you can feel how special it is as you stroll through the cave. Keep your eyes peeled and you may even spot a few small freshwater crocodiles on your walk.
So just exited the Tunnel Creek cave and just around to the exit. Right where we were told it would be, there is some Aboriginal artwork just up here on the rocks.
A few people have it downstairs.
Back through the cave we go.
back to the car and then off to Windjana Gorge. The old police station ruins just out of Windjana Gorge campground, which would have been the place where the Aboriginals of the area were unfairly treated, locked up, probably shot. There was some information down at Tunnel Creek saying that the police, if they even suspected the Aboriginals of stealing things, they'd just shoot them. It's pretty shocking, really. They would have been the cells, I suppose. The stonework's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Sun setting, just sitting in Windjana Gorge, just having a bit of a look around before we do the main walk in the morning. There's several freshwater crocodiles just sitting in front of me. This was kind of what we came in to see tonight and just watch this sunset. As you can see, the limestone gorge around this is fantastic. You can see crocodile over there. Nice spot just to sit and watch the sunset.
Oh,
Hey! I was standing with my dagger.
I like we went to... Yeah, we're heading to
I'm lazy. I just want to hit the room. And the beach.
Windjana Gorge this morning.
And this is the furthest down.
It's pretty amazing. Limestone formation. I believe that is the Napier Range, which is the first settlers and pastoralists found. They reached it and it was, you just couldn't go through it. There was no way to go through. And from what I can tell, this gorge doesn't actually go right through. It goes into the heart of the range. I suppose it has to come out somewhere, but obviously no easy access for getting cattle through or anything like that. Hoping this walk stays shady for a while. Nice and cool now, but give it a couple of hours and it's going to be pretty warm again. So quiet in here. Hear a few bees or flies flying about, a few birds, but just generally so quiet.
Yeah. And then that stuff. See the actual photo? Where is it? 5 minutes.
Oh, there's fish.
What? this is really blurry. Oh, look at their back. Oh.
Both Tunnel Creek and Windjana Gorge are immensely beautiful. If you do manage to get here, take your time and enjoy these gems of the Kimberley, but also remember the sad stories that encompass them. Well, that wraps up our adventure across the Gib, but it's not the end of our journey, not by a long shot. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for watching.